Pope Leo has a track record now of appointing, at best, a mixed bag of bishops to various dioceses around the world. I've covered a host of the bad ones. Men who should have been run out of the priesthood, becoming bishops. Men who have said heterodox things about the James Martin sin, morality in general, all sorts of things, who are overtly hostile to the traditional mass. There have been some decent appointments too, but bad ones. And now we have what looks like another one. This comes to us from Gloria TV, who reports that a priest from India had been in Germany for most of his adult life, is being made a bishop. And he cut his teeth and learned his theology in Germany. Pray for this man. Headline from Gloria TV. Pope Leo XIV, open-minded Germany-adapted priest becomes bishop in India. The Syro-Malabar rite is in chaos right now. That's the predominant rite of Roman Catholicism in India. You have an issue there of priests battling, quite literally battling, over altar space and parishes in two factions. One that wants to follow Vatican II and Pope Francis in the good way, in terms of clinging to their traditions, keeping the integrity of the Syro-Malabar rite, per Vatican II and per order of Pope Francis. I know that's weird to say, but he ordered them to follow the council directives and preserve the integrity of their masses. Meaning the Syro-Malabar rite looks basically the same as the Syro-Malabar rite would have looked 250 years ago or earlier. And then there's the other faction who want to Novus Ordo up their Syro-Malabar masses. More normal vernacular, priests facing the people, all sorts of other stuff. Vatican II expressly prohibited that with the Eastern rites, which the Syro-Malabar rite is one of 24, I think. This battle turns into real literal battles in streets in India. Priests pushing each other off of altars in the mass. Priests trying to use the same altar to offer two masses at the same time. Just mind-boggling stuff. Francis sent delegates there ordering them, using papal authority, ordering them to stand down, and they refused. Well, this is a bishop who is going to be sent there by Pope Leo to take care of this problem. From the article, quote, the Synod of Bishops of the Syro-Malabar Church in India elected Father James Pateril, 63, as the new bishop of the Eparchy of Belthangad. Pope Leo XIV has granted his prior consent and announced the nomination on August 28th. Monsignor Pateril has 4 brothers and 2 sisters. After finishing school, he joined the Congregation of the Claretians and was ordained a priest in April 1990. He studied pastoral theology at the Pastoral Theological Institute of Freiburg. First red flag. In 1999, he became a hospital chaplain in the Diocese of Limburg. Second red flag, which was ruined at the time by Bishop Kampfus, a figure who was considered anti-Catholic by even German standards. The current bishop of Limburg is, I believe, Bishop Georg Botzing, a man who I frequently cover on this channel, unfortunately. Hiding his priesthood behind civilian clothes, Monsignor Pateril served as a priest in various parishes in Würzburg, as well as acting as the procurator of the Würzburg province of the Claretians. He served in different bureaucratic roles such as treasurer, fundraiser, and coordinator of international projects, especially linking German donors with missions in India, Africa, and beyond. In an interview with the German news agency KNA in 2020, he described his community as very open-minded and allegedly missionary. There's your third red flag. We must adapt to the place where we are and not simply impose our own mentality and theology on the people. He also says we do not transport a fixed image of the faith from one country to the next. I don't know what that means in the context of the universal faith, but okay. As a role model, he cited the fiercely anti-Catholic Claretian bishop Pedro Castelliga, who passed away in 2020. He spent many decades in Brazil working in the Amazon. He came from Spain, but he was no longer Spanish at all. He was completely integrated into the Amazon region. That is something we are all trying to achieve, said Monsignor Pateril. What he did not mention about his champion, in 1988, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger clashed with Bishop Castelliga, a prominent liberation theologian. Ratzinger urged the bishop to abandon certain false doctrines and Marxist elements in his teachings, but he refused. So this new bishop for India, a country whose Catholic community is fractured over liturgy in ways that we can't wrap our heads around in the West is a liberation theologian, essentially, or at least his hero is a liberation theologian, and the apple's not going to fall far from the tree. That's what we're dealing with. And he was just made a bishop by Pope Leo. So he's just like joining the cavalcade of all these late bishops that are awful. I wish I wasn't the only one telling you these things. Really wish I wasn't. I'll have the links so you can read these articles for yourself at returntotradition.org or the Anthony Stine Substack. But get ready for more of these, as well as a few decent ones and ones that'll be kind of bishops who will go in there, keep their head down, and just go be a bishop in their diocese, but will probably not challenge anything either, including things in the diocese that need challenging. We are in a strange place in the church right now. Evelyn says, I had been so stubbornly hopeful, but not now. We shall see. As I said previously, we're waiting on appointments to the Roman Curia. Maybe we'll get some good ones. We'll find out together. I'm curious what you think of all this, though, so let me know in the comments. Do you think that appointment to India of that bishop who was trained in Germany, was a liberation theologian as his personal hero, one who Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, when he was the prefect for the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, tried to talk sense to, tried to get him to abandon the worst elements of liberation theology, to abandon the Marxist elements and abandon some of the other heretical ideas, heretical ravings of the liberation theologians. But he refused. Is that a red flag? Do you think that bishop, that's enough to know what this bishop is going to do? Or should he be given a chance? Maybe more radical ideas that don't cross a certain line will play better in India and he'll bring souls to Christ or whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Just have that discussion charitably in the comments section. And I'm curious, though, in general, what do you think of all this? So let me know in the comments. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't. It certainly does help. Sharing this on social media helps enormously, too. And as always, pray for the church and for everybody who spoke about today. Not trying to turn you against anybody. They do that a good job of that on their own. I'm Anthony Stine. Ave Maria.